Let's start from the earliest thing I can find. I think the earliest dated thing I have is inside of this book, which, by the way, I hand-bound. That was all stitched by me. Is this map of where the Schforn live. Hello, camera, focus. So this map, has 3 different countries. So, right here, these 2 little territories are owned by the Imperials. Then up here, right there, there, and there, that's owned by the Easterns. And then this is Barbarian land. The Barbarians also own the Old Cave People land and the Wizard land, so they have the biggest country. Here, let me show just what the Barbarians own. So this is a map of the Barbarian land. So that's the mainland. Most people live there. Barely anyone lives out here. So that's where the cave people used to live. And that's where the wizards used to live. Let's get into their history. So here is a family tree of the Barbarian royal family. So that is, the farthest back I have dated a king of the Barbarians. Wait, I have a tripod. Let me grab that. Tripod acquired. You are now sitting on top of a shoebox. So the earliest dated barbarian king is, how does that read? Chimna. And then he had a child with Zanta. But Zanta also had a child with Lamzia. Their child was Chatla. And then the second farthest dated barbarian king is Garzi the First. Garzi the First had a child with Lana. Their children were Garzi the Second, Lama, and Zama. Sorry, that's the dogs. Lana had a sister, Zana. Zana had a child with Kem. Their child was Oza. And then Oza's grandparents would have been, how do I read that? Cherika and Lanta. So that's the barbarian royal family tree. Important to note that these 2 people are wizards. This whole family side is wizards, meaning that Garzi and his children are part wizard. And then that is an Eastern, and then that is also an Eastern. So there is Eastern and wizard in the family, but it is mostly barbarians. No Imperial, though. Back to the book. Let me grab this real quick. So there's a lot of conflict amongst the Schforn. So this is the part of the Eastern and Imperial War against the cave people. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. That is the cave people king, and then just Eastern and Imperial soldiers and 1 wizard, helping to annihilate them, essentially. And then after the Easterns destroyed the cave people with the help of the Imperials, they had a lot of regrets, and that led to the allyship between the Easterns and the Barbarians. Now, the Imperials always viewed the cave people and the Barbarians as below them. Like, in a social ranking, it goes Imperials, No, it goes wizards, Imperials, Easterns, barbarians, cave people. So naturally, after the cave people were annihilated, the next target's barbarians, and the Easterns realized, hey, they're also Schforn. So that led to the allyship. So that's the Eastern king. Yes, they are wearing the same crown the cave people king was wearing. They essentially took it. Not essentially, they did take it. And then that is Garzi the First. Some notable characters in here is, that's the Eastern Archer. There's another thing about her that you'll see soon. And then there's some members of the family tree in here. Let me see. Cherika is right there. Yeah. Oh, and then the wizard, I believe it's the same wizard. Yes. The wizard that aided destroying the cave people is the Eastern Wizard, and that is right there. And then there is some cave people that weren't destroyed. We'll get to that later. Alright, the Eastern Archer. After the Easterns and the Imperials formed an allyship, the Eastern Archer started independently attacking Imperial outposts. So here is a little thing depicting one of her attacks. She went alongside 2 barbarian soldiers and stole equipment from an outpost. I'll get to the weird animals in a second. Let me find one of these notes. Yes, this one. So this is a note the Eastern Archer sent out back to her king after she destroyed the outpost, detailing different parts about her endeavors. Yeah. Let's talk about why the wizards went extinct. So, as of where I currently am in the timeline of, the Schforn, so I just got done talking about the alliance of the Easterns and the barbarians. At this time, there was still many wizards left, but, they kind of were brought into existence and never really reproduced, so they just, like, slowly died out. At the farthest I've made it in the Schforn lore, there's 3 wizards left. The wizard who serves the barbarians, the wizard who serves the Imperials, and this guy. Let me find his name. There's a lot of stuff in this book. Hello, I'm back. I have such a limited window for recording this stuff. I don't know what the last thing I showed. Wait. This is from the Imperial Barbarian War. It's an attack on Imperial Court. This is Imperial War propaganda. This is the crowning of the Barbarian King with the Imperial crown after the assassination of the Imperial King. And then last but not least, this is a note written from someone who was at attendance at the Barbarian King's crowning. That guy right there, I believe. And that's about everything I have. I didn't get to tell as much of the story as I wanted to, but there will definitely be more on this in the future. I forgot that I am also working on different artifacts this Schforn would have had. This spear would be more for display and like a show of wealth than an actual battle. And this is an instrument they would have had, which is a percussion instrument. One last thing. I forgot that I did do digital drawings of some of the Schforn people. They should be showing up on screen now. I'm just gonna talk for a bit so that I have enough time to show them all. Bye!